Hey guys, Gambling CS here with another knife review. This is of the Spyderco Tenacious. Now I got this around the same time that I got the Bird Character and all the others in my unboxing of 5 and 6. And I said I was going to do a comparison video, and that'll be up right after this. But I have to get the review out for this first. So let's jump right into it. So we have the Spyderco Tenacious. I'm going to start with the construction of the whole thing. First off, it is a liner lock. Now this liner actually is about halfway through, so it's about 50% locked up. This is ideal, I think, personally, because after wear and tear with liner locks, it does slide over to lock up a little bit more, but I like it about halfway through. That's just personal preference. It is a flow-through design, so you can get any gunk that's out there, and it's easier to clean than some of the backspacers that fill up the whole thing, so which is a really nice deal. They also have milled out the liners, which is nice, so it lightens up a lot. As you can tell, it's got holes in the back on the top plate. If you can kind of see that, not really. There you go. You can see them right back there, and on the top, get the light right there. So, that's the milled out liners, which helps makes it nice and light. It has G10 scales. Well, it comes in G10 or FRN. I prefer G10, so that's what I got it in. I also wanted to try out Spyderco's G10, and it's really nice and grippy, I think. I've heard that the higher-end knives like the Manix 2 have better G10, or just grippier G10, and I will hopefully try out one of those soon. But this seems to do pretty well for me. It's hex screws. Now, the Tenacious, the Persistence, and the Resilience, the three family for this, is like Spyderco's lower-end knives, about the same level as Bird, with just the spider hole. They're all made in China, as you can see it says so right there. China. Actually, let me get my magnifying glass. China. So, it is made in China. In one of the videos I said it was made in the US, and I was mistaken. I thought that because it was a Spyderco and not a Bird, but yeah, so that's going to be I'm going to explain that more in depth during the comparison between this and the Bird Character. Now, like I said, it is hex. So these are hex screws, not Torx bits. So that's how they cut down on the price. Yeah, it is even hex on the points, the screws for the pocket clip and the pivot, which it isn't too bad. They are still quality, like number 5 screws, so it's not a problem. It's just you don't get as much of the grip as you do with a Torx bit as you do with these hex. But you know, quality is still up, so it's good. It has the classic 4-point clip that Spyderco has, so it can be tip up or tip down, left or right hand carry. I have it set up for left hand tip up carry because I have my little waved feature up here. Unlike the zip ties, I used a hair tie, which I had conveniently around here, and it happens to have this little ball at the end. I have no idea why, so I just wrapped it around. It's kind of like a bongo tie, really, and it works phenomenally well. I also put on the lanyard here, which I'll talk about later. It has phosphorus bronze washers, which are, if you don't know, there are 2 kinds of washers. There's nylon and phosphorus bronze. Phosphorus bronze is the better one because it doesn't have as much resistance when the blade's sliding, so that's what gives these knives such a buttery smooth action. You'll find those in a lot of higher-end knives. They're really cheap and easy to put on there, but everything from like $30 down, knife producers generally put on nylon because that's cheaper. Jimping. So with these liner locks, most people nowadays with these liner locks put jimping on them. This isn't too aggressive, but it's enough so that when you get a grip with it, you definitely feel it, and you definitely get a grip on that right here. It's more suited to right-handed people because of this piece of G10 right here. It's milled out so that it starts for the pointer finger curve, and it allows so that angle's in there, so it's not a flat surface that you bend around. It's angled, which is good, I think, except that I'm left-handed, so it goes in reverse for me, which isn't too much of a problem. It just means instead of my finger wrapping all the way around, it just tucks up a little bit more here. There is a thumb ramp and jimping on it as well, and it's a very thick jimping, which I like. It does lock in quite well. It is not as thin as the Spyderco Delica, which I do not have here with me, but it's done well enough so that it's still sharp enough to cut into your thumb to give you a good grip, and big enough so that they don't have to charge more for the thinner jimping. The blade is full flat ground, 3 inches of cutting surface with this really nice belly. So this is a clip point design, which is really nice. Full flat grind allows for ease of sharpening and gives a very good blade geometry for slicing. As I said, I have it waved so that when it's in a pocket, when you draw it from the pocket, because the clip is on this side, you'll draw up, and the pocket edge will snag on this and pull it down. I can't really do it with my finger because you have to kind of do it a little bit quicker like that, and it'll just pull it through. And because of the buttery smooth action, it'll naturally use the momentum to click open, which is phenomenal. And that's where the lanyard really comes in. And you just grip the lanyard and the tip that sticks out right here, pull it, gives it a nice tug, and then you can kind of pop your hand forward, and you're in a, your first position, or you can saber grip, as it were. Or there are some ways where you can do it into reverse grip. It really just depends on your preferred opening way. Miscellaneous, we're going to talk about the lanyard. I have some like old school paracord, which is just white. It's not color or anything, it's just pure nylon. And so I've put a bunch of lanyards on my knives, like the Bird Caracara, the Delica, one of my Gerbers, so on and so forth. I just did a couple things. They're all generally like round wraps, but this one I decided to put on a 5 yen piece. This is from Japan when I used to live out there. I have like legility of these, so they're really good for this kind of thing. I use it because it gives you a really good purchase on it when you're pulling the knife out. Or like I said, when you're doing the wave feature, your pinky can grab the bundled part at the end, and you get this really phenomenal grip because it fits right in between your fingers. You drop it right around that, and that gives you so much grip. I could pull it out with just those 2 fingers. I don't even need to actually hold the knife. It's just really nice that way. The blade centering is a little bit to the right on mine. I'm not a huge, I'm not very picky about it. You kind of push it over a little bit, and it might realign. No, it doesn't do it on this one. But it doesn't really bother me. As long as the side of the blade isn't rubbing against the liner, it's not a problem, I don't think. And it is a lower-end knife, so I wouldn't expect them to have as high expectations of this as they would like my Delica. So that's not a problem. It still works phenomenally well. It still has buttery smooth action, and it just works out completely well. And it's a phenomenal knife. If you have the chance to, I would suggest buying it because you'll not regret it. It is just one of the best $30 EDC knives you can get. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.